This is a video that you have to watch all the way through, guys. This is a story, guys, that I'm going over of someone who really regrets and all the trappings of buying a house.
That's bait.
From her being manipulated by a realtor to exactly what she feels right now being in this housing market and prices going down. This is exactly, guys, the reason why I have been telling everyone to sit on the sidelines with a purpose and using time as your best friend to make a decision that will be in your interest. But let's get into this, guys. This is a story that I'm hearing, that I'm getting from you guys on comments and DMs that you're sending me. It says she bought her house as the market peaked. Now she regrets it. A lot of people are in this position where right now they are regretting buying the house that they have always dreamed of, because their dream now has turned into a nightmare, guys.
I'm freaking out.
We have covered this extensively over and over again, but let's get to it. This house that we're looking at right now, it's a decent looking house. It looks fine, but we're gonna get into the details of how much she paid for this and exactly what happened. Christina Riggins had 30 days to move after her landlord management company told her that they were selling the home she was renting with her 3 children. Unable to find an affordable rental at the time, rents in Columbus, Georgia were rising. Riggins ended up moving her family into a hotel, uncertain to what they would do next. She had been pre-approved for a mortgage about a year ago earlier at the rate of 3.5, so she started to look more aggressively at buying. Guys, this is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people do. They believe that rates will still be the same from 1 year ago when they looked. Yes, you have that pre-approval that was a year old, but that number does not. Let me just be clear. That number does not equal what you are going to pay now.
Write that down.
Now, I know not a lot of you guys are in the industry that I'm into and real estate and financing, so that's not common knowledge for someone to know. But I'm telling you guys, if you have an old pre-approval, throw it away. It's no good. It's no good. It's trash.
So how big is it for you?
Garbage.
It's not even worth the paper that it's printed on. It's not. I said, well, if I'm going to pay this rent, I might as well buy. Like many other people caught in the latest home buying rush. However, Riggins, who processes medical claims for work, was reportedly outbidded. Her agent said she would have to go above a home asking price if she wanted to close a deal. Now, guys, we know these real estate agents, they wanted the money.
Show me the money.
They saw the opportunity, and even though that probably was the case, I wonder what the real estate agent said to her when she asked him, is this really the right price? Should I be paying over? When she had doubts, I wonder if the agent pushed her one way, which is commission, or pushed her the other way, was said,
hey, look, you really need to look at your finances to make sure.
I would say, if I had to guess, if I was a betting man, I would say the real estate agent pushed her in the direction of buying the house.
Why did you do this?
Since we know she regrets it, she bought the house, right? We know the end of the story, her buying the house. So I would say he pushed her towards that direction, because this is something that I've been preaching over and over and over. Do not overpay. Do not overpay, guys. Overpaying puts you in situations like this. And this whole spiel about, oh, it's better than renting. No, it's not. You have to currently look at exactly where you are right now. And renting is better than buying right now. I know people are going to say, oh, Orlando, people are going to throw tomatoes at me. Oh, Orlando, you're crazy. Renting? Oh, no. Well, how about you spend $100,000 over asking? How about all of the expenses that you have currently rising up to the point you can't afford it? How about those things happening to you and you come back to me and tell me that it's cheaper to buy than it is to rent right now? People in this situation, would disagree with that right now. In May, Riggins' $202,000 offer on a 3-bedroom home with a yard was accepted, but interest rates were rising. I started to back out so many times, especially when I was going through those bidding wars. Even with this, I didn't feel good about bidding that much, she said. I'll never forget when my agent did the paperwork and I turned it in. I didn't get any sleep at night. I remember calling her the next morning and I was like, I'm thinking about backing out. Maybe I should just find a place to rent. I wonder, just out of curiosity, when someone is deciding to back out, I wonder what this real estate agent said. This is juicy. Let's see. Riggins said that the agent reminded her that her home is an investment. Oh no, not the investment. Your home is If an agent tells you your home is an investment, run.
Run, Forrest, run!
Run from that real estate agent. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but when someone says your home is, there's so many other things that we could say that would debunk this whole home is an investment type of thing. But guys, listen, it's not, and you should not go in thinking my home is an investment and I'm gonna treat it, because no one treats it that way. But run if a real estate agent tells you this, especially if you're feeling that you're backing out of it. If you feel like you're going to be backing out of the deal and your real estate agent tells you, don't back out of it, it's an investment. That's when rates were lower and she could refinance, and suggested she should cut corners somewhere and try to pick up a part-time job. Oh man, drop the mic. Guys, listen, on a very serious note, if you have to get a part-time job to purchase the home that you are currently purchasing and you've already been approved by the bank, don't buy the house.
Stop it.
Do not buy it. You are telling yourself right there you can't afford it. It's out of your price range. You're feeling uncomfortable. Don't do it, guys. It is not worth it. This is a situation where it will drag on, expenses will come up, and you will be foreclosed on.
That's a bummer. Okay.
Now, this isn't a situation of quote unquote, someone's gonna put in the comment, you're fear mongering or something like that. These are facts. You have a full-time job and you gotta get a part-time job to pay your mortgage?
Wait, what?
There's something wrong with that. Very wrong with that. And you should not buy the home if that is the situation you're in. Riggins tried her best to shake off her nerves and moved ahead with the sale. It was a relief to finally be able to move her kids out of a hotel, but by the time she closed in July, her mortgage rate was 6%, setting off a chain of financial consequences she was unprepared for. I feel like I bought more problems, she said. And she did. She did buy more problems, but she didn't understand how this worked. Rates went up from the 3.25% that she had on a pre-approval, almost 3% more difference than she had originally had. She paid more than what the house was worth. Why do we know that? Because her agent was telling her, you have to bid more than the listing price.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
So she's losing out on that. Now, I can almost guarantee you guys that she overpaid for the house, and currently right now, she's underwater. Not only is she underwater, but she's paying a really high interest rate on a home that she was hoping to refinance. But when is the refinancing going to happen? Well, we surely know it's not going to happen in the next year because we have continued Fed rate increases coming up. Riggins' monthly rent had only been $800 a month. Her mortgage payments for the home of the same size is about $1,500. The house also needed repairs that her inspector did not catch. None of the kitchen appliances worked. There were electrical issues. The roof needed to be fixed. She found mold underneath the cabinets. I feel like I was really screwed over and put in a really bad space, she said. Remember when we were talking, guys, about how it's super important for you to be there when your inspector is going through the property. How it's really important not to allow these sellers to determine if you have an inspector or appraisal, or if you have, someone go there and double and triple check to make sure you're not buying a lemon. And I can surely see that she either got a bad inspector, she probably didn't go with the inspector herself. That's just an assumption. And how can an inspector miss all of this? What did she say? The kitchen appliances didn't work. Electrical issues. The roof needed to be fixed. The roof. That's a $15,000, $20,000 fix right there, just off the top. Now remember, she also paid overpriced for this property. Remember, her taxes and insurance are going up. Remember, she's paying higher interest rates on this loan from 3.25% to 6%.
In my opinion, that sucked.
See how it tax on, tax on, tax on. Crazy. Riggins depleted her savings and has nearly maxed out her credit cards, which she previously kept only for emergency. She downsized from an SUV to a sedan to reduce her car payments. Riggins is getting by paycheck to paycheck now, earning extra money by working for Instacart and renting out her car, which probably is Toro. Still, there is no wiggle room for her to take her daughter out for her birthday this year. Sad, guys, because this is the situation you can end up with when individuals are right now telling you,
Hey, it's better to buy a house right now because you don't want to pay the rent.
tell this to this lady here. Tell her spending $1,500 on a mortgage, selling her SUV, working Instacart, renting out her own car that she downsized from, and she still can't get by. Tell her that buying a house right now was better than renting and spending $800. Tell her that. You can't.
Goddamn right.
Because the numbers don't make sense. And then we have a real estate agent, and I just want to put this disclaimer. All real estate agents aren't like this, guys. This is just a bad real estate agent that pushed someone into buying this house, trying to get a commission. But this is what I don't want you guys to get into a situation. If some of you guys would have believed the hype and jumped into this market believing that interest rates would never go up and prices would never come down, which is the situation we're in today, if you would have thought that, this could have been you. This could have been a situation where you're doing all of this extra stuff, which the realtor, I know what some of you guys are thinking.
The real estate agent didn't know this was gonna happen.
Yes, the real estate agent did. The real estate agent said, cut corners or maybe get a part-time job. And that's exactly what this lady is doing. And yet she still cannot get by. She is probably, based on this, anything that's going to happen to her, any emergency, anything that pops up, she is going to be in a scenario where she possibly could go into foreclosure. Possibly go into foreclosure because she bought an overpriced home that had a bunch of issues. And we all know this. She probably has not got those situations fixed. A roof is 20 grand. Electrical probably is another 10 grand. Appliances could probably be another 10 grand. And we know all of those things have went up, and I'm using probably a year-old price. Now, I know, guys, this was more of a serious video because we were talking about someone's situation and currently where they are. But listen, it is super important that we talk about stories like this so that you know what to avoid and what to stay away from when it comes to this housing market, and continue to watch all of my videos, guys, because just hearing this story will not give you a full understanding of what's going on in this housing market. You need to watch this video here. I promise you, you will get a better understanding of what the housing market is, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks.